with Poetry Bars and Hooks. Again, Party 101.9, iHeartRadio, and of course, we can never forget the Matrix Studios Network. And so, just we started off the show talking about energy, talking about purpose, talking about it, right? What is your it? But, and I'm sure we're going to have probably that conversation with my next guest, which is Jahan Nostra. What's good?
What's up? What's up? What's going on now?
Ain't
What's
nothing.
good?
How are
with
you?
I'm chilling. I feel great. Always good to be in the big city. Always nice to see you doing your thing.
Thank you.
As you
Thank
continuously have.
Thank you.
It's a great thing.
Yeah,
What's
we've been
up?
following each other for a minute.
Yeah, a long time. A very, very long time.
First time actually meeting each other, so this is dope.
Yeah.
Feels like I've known you forever, though.
No doubt. I have to concur with that. 100%.
So where you coming from now? You came from...
At this very time, I came from Stamford, Connecticut.
Okay, because you're like all over the place.
Yeah.
Overseas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I move and shake. I'm from the tri-state. I'm from Mount Vernon. As well as, Stanford is, my second spot. So it's basically, I just been maintaining. Yeah, I move a lot. Progress is the process.
Absolutely.
When you're following art, you go wherever the passion take you.
Absolutely. Say that. I know that's right. Talking about passion. Let's talk about your journey into music. What was it? What was the passion? What was the spark? How'd you start your career?
That's a great question to start it off. I wrote, poetry as a young kid, actually. From a very young age, 9, 10 years old. I guess my first introduction that I tell people kind of into the music or into the arts and crafts was, there was a teacher in 6th grade. He'll remain nameless for now, but basically on his wall, he had a poem. He had 2 different poems. One said all about the color black. One said all about the color white. Right? It was very interesting to be a 6th grade kid. So I looked at the poems, and my mind was so sharp and understanding at the time. I looked at it, I was like, yo, this is a little weird, White is the color of glory, the color of a woman when she's married. Black is a deep, dark, gloomy doom. It's the color of all these, anything negative.
Anything negative.
So I was like, okay, my mind and rationale was like, okay, boom, I read this. So I went home to my dad, who was, he's, activist, progressive kind of brother.
Shout out to Dad.
Yeah, he liked the father in Boys in the Hood.
Oh, that's
so I went up to him and I was like, yo, Dad, there's something wrong with this poem. What do you think about this poem? I'm going to tell you some of the things it said. He was like, oh, really? And he went and spoke to the teacher. The teacher took the poems down and changed the poem. So within 2 to 3 weeks, he's like, you love our new poems?
I know that's right.
And I was like, yeah, definitely. So I think I realized my ability to affect culture then. Then I just continued writing, and I was signed to an independent label, BMX Entertainment, out of Brooklyn, New York, when I was 14.
That's what's up. I got to relate to that, because in high school, they were talking about Christopher Columbus, and I was like, yo, no, but Christopher Columbus did this, da, 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 and the next day he came in with something else, and that's when I knew I had power. That's when I was like, when you do stuff like that.
That poetry.
So salute to your dad, and salute to you for even bringing it to your dad's attention, because sometimes we just be like, okay, that's what it is.
Kid feel that way, you know what I mean? Like, but to rebel and to come across, I think it's a great story. It's something I always tell, because it kind of, that's what birthed Jahan, just another human angel near Nostra.
And it's Jahan. I say Jahan, but potato.
Same thing.
It's a New York thing, Like they talk about, you can't say New Year's, but it's what we do. Years. Like,
you got it right. No, you got it right. You good. You good.
All right. So, what about influences?
Man, I have a lot. Tupac Shakur, Nas. I'm influenced also by, a lot of different poetry and books, The 4 Agreements, Behold a Pale Horse.
The 4 Agreements is really good.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Alchemist.
Yes, The Alchemist.
48 Laws of Power, The Art of Seduction. A lot of different, literature, Edgar Allan Poe, even someone, like Mark Twain. There's a lot of different, layers to my music. But of course, hip hop is, at the top. We're moving poetry in motion. So as I said, Nas, Pac, AZ. And then, I'm also influenced, by, any type of, Stevie Wonder is like my favorite
Okay.
artist. It's interesting because I think you chose one of his songs for your promotion of this show. When you put it in the Instagram post, that the instrumental you use is Stevie Wonder. It's Stevie Wonder. Ja Rule used it.
Right.
Ja Rule used it, but it came from Stevie
Wonder.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder. So he's one of my favorite artists of all time. And I'm also inspired just by everyday life. Politics, things I see, things I saw in my neighborhood. Things I saw on Lincoln Ave in Mount Vernon, New York. Things I saw on Ursula Place projects in Stamford, Connecticut, and it all bundles into one whole thing. I try to reflect reality, prove that I'm the illest, and uplift for the future with my music.
Say that again.
Yeah, I uplift for the future, reflect reality, and prove that I'm the illest. Those are my 3 core principles.
Prove that I'm the illest. You heard it here on the Good Look with Poetry, Bars, and Hooks. Now, talking about you the illest, and poetry was your thing. Do you remember any of your poems?
Man, off top?
Yeah, just give me like 4, 5, 6 lines. Look, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, man.
Give me a little something.
Let me see. With the pen, you can tell that I'm a true MC. With the pen, I part humanity, spark lyrics from a tree. With a youthful pen, I bury all of my peers, and with a loving pen, take away all tears. With the knowledge of a pen, I reach all atmospheres. Teach about pain and slavery for 400 years. See, the pen is where it begins. Adam wrote lyrics as a hobby before he sinned. Before him and Eve laughed and grinned, he wrote rhymes in his diary with notes with his pen from Kyrie. A million years later, the pen forms hip-hop innovators. Everybody want to flow. I see Asian kids that can't speak English at rap shows over the mountain. The alien was caught up in the lion's den way before Jesus ever had a pen. There you go. I gave you a bunch of them too. And I wrote that at like 13 or 14 years old. Wow. The memory bank. Facts.
That's what's up.
No lies there.
Yeah. Okay. You heard it. Again, here.
There you go. Little jewel.
Yes. How do you navigate the balance between staying true to your artistic vision and meeting commercial demands?
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's a great question. To me, it's a balance because I find me, right? And every artist, this goes out to you or whomever's doing it. There is a balance because if you can be yourself, you can satisfy commercial demand as well as be artistic and true to who you are.
Okay.
But you can't get lost in it. Some people might even say like, well, where's your hand coming from? I ain't expect this song, this and that. But it's like, wait a minute now, don't get it twisted. I might do something fun. Like for me, driving my car might be the equivalent of somebody that's in the club. A lot of artists not being authentic would be like, I got to make a club song because everyone else makes a club song. But I can make a song that pop and hit. And it could be about my cars and traveling when I was, in my family as a kid, traveling to North Carolina and South Carolina when I was driven by my dad and mom's, just visiting my family on my family reunions.
Okay.
So that can be a party song for me.
Gotcha.
It's not necessarily going to be like I'm in the club popping bottles. So that would be authentic to me. And the tempo would match a party song like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I do have a song called 20s that's kind of like that. So it's like, to me, that's just an example of keeping it authentic to who you are, yet still being commercially, viable and digestible. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's just go into one of your songs. And you sent 2. Which one do you want to hear first?
We can peep, did I send that Welcome Home?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Welcome Home.
Welcome Home.
No Stress.
You could put No Stress.
Okay.
It's cool for now. With my brother Smith & Wesson.
Yeah, shout out to Smith & Wesson.
Yeah.
You found the new Party 1019, New York's #1 for throwbacks.
Don't define jazz. Jazz is just like an attitude. See, music is nothing but styles, like I do. I play style. I play the blues. If it's a ballad, I play the ballad. If it's funky, I play that. If it's fast, I play that.
Oh, you shouldn't, my love, you really shouldn't. Life stories saving me from a bullet. Last Dragon, avoid vanity. Polaroid of me shown by my auntie, but now we HD. Tina kept the firstborn. Parents got on their feet, never left family beautifully torn. Night stars and I'll take the moon. Fish for my meal like my Uncle June. Met LL at Sammy's BX at 11. A true MC, I guess I was destined. Flowing like a current. In the current state of affairs that allows me no burden. I paint the picture like Gordon Skinner. Walk up the stairs back, never get injured. My butler is Alpha, your butler is Malcolm. I'm ready to intercept and change the outcome. Cause Gordon Parks caught the flick. And Mr. Hughes' 1,000 words is what made the pick. Gordon Parks, he caught the flick. And Mr. Hughes' 1,000 words is what made the pick.
Imagination takes me where I wanna go. It takes me where I wanna go. Just get dressed. Just get dressed. Yeah. And if you wanna blow it down for me, hold it down for me, I'm set to go, baby. It's no stress. Really stress. Imagination takes me where I wanna go. It takes me where I wanna go. Just get dressed. And if you wanna blow it down for me, hold it down for me, I'm set to go, baby. It's Smith and West. Jahan is Smith and West. Yes.
Yeah, the monk was the loneliest. I'm Parliament with funk, plus the flow is melodious. Orchestra feel harmonious, superb vocalist. Verse is floating when I'm focusing. Dig it, the bar's levitated. Gumar Oz the bar means the guard's elevated. I walk for miles, then I hop on the coke train. A lady sang the blues cause her pops was on cocaine. Papa was a rolling stone. Wrote a poem, remember all the things that he done wrong. Need to feed him, leave him songs in the key of life. Open up your third eye, make sure you see it right. Imagine magic in the form of reality. Explore is for you, all stories don't end tragically. Sing a ballad for the soldiers that's fallen. Stay on my dean, follow my dreams till the Lord come calling. No stress, dressed in fine vines, divine rhymes inspire minds. Design lines that outline the signs of our day and time. Dressed in fine vines, divine rhymes inspire minds. Design lines that outline the signs of our day and time.
Imagination takes me where I wanna go. It takes me where I wanna go. Just get dressed. And if you wanna blow it down for me, hold it down for me, I'm set to go, baby. It's no stress. Really stress.
These bumps in the road, life's highway seasonal. Few be the music, craft be the vehicle. Og Mandino, the greatest salesman. Gift of gab saved my life from a Klansman. Cops treated our hoods like the strip club. I'm Cochran with the imperfect fit glove. 800 hashtags, 450 likes. Got all you fools caught in your image like Sprite. Now toast to that, Jehoshaphat. You're riding the wave, I can't coast to that. Room filled with books and Japanese art. Ralph Lauren denim raiders of the lost art. And to my ninjas, the Hennessy was the holy grail. More delicious than that mix that you got from Trail. I walk an ill straight path. Get lost in my room, get found by paragraphs. Cause man chooses his fate. Art is an escape, females mate over crushed Italian grapes. The more of the way of the fifth agreement. We make our own rules, to hell with their achievements.
It's no stress for y'all, it's no stress.
It's no stress for y'all, it's no stress. Imagination takes me where I wanna go. I'm on my back door, headed to the stove. It's no stress for y'all, it's no stress. It's no stress for y'all, it's no stress. Imagination taking me where I wanna go. I'm on my back door, running from the poke.
Not one step. Yeah, like people say, it's just on down. So what? No stress, so fresh. I don't know what they're talking about, and I don't care
We're throwing it back. We're throwing it back. The new Party 1019, New York's #1 for throwbacks.
Okay, yeah, and you heard that Party 1019 is known for throwbacks, and that's exactly that feeling that we got listening to that song. It felt like we was back in the day, like the essence, like you said, and that Smith and West.
With the New York twang. GoodLook's putting the New York twang on it. That's right.
Yeah.
Jahan and Smith and West. Shout out to my brother Smith and West.
That's what's up. What inspired that song?
Yeah. Oh man. You know, it was so many different things, but if you hear Miles Davis is in the song, a sample from him. I love jazz.
Okay.
Jazz is a you know a incredibly created black art form. It's something that's been around for the longest. My family loved jazz. You know, I've heard it. It kind of gets passed down. You know, culture is passed down in our tradition, whether we know it or not. And, you know, my grandfather, you know, all of them were deep into so many of these jazz artists. So I really was, like, thinking about ESP, which Extrasensory Perception was an album where I was real reflective on my life. So I wanted to utilize things that I grew up off of or things that were around my house that, you know, really inspired me. So jazz was one. So I said to myself, okay, we can make this jazz song. Me and my partner Symphony, you know, produced this and came up with the idea. And then, you know, Smith & Wesson, my brothers, you know, my brother Still, we met years ago. You know what I mean? My brother Abdullah created this brand I'm wearing, Inshallah clothing.
Oh, Inshallah, yeah.
Everybody knows
I've had him
Inshallah.
at when I was doing the TV network.
Okay,
so shout out to him
boom,
and
shout out to
Tone
Abdullah,
Trump.
Tone Trump.
He worked with
those. And it's so interesting, small world. You know, I've known him since I was a kid. You know, we're from the same, you know, area, same town. So basically, you know, we kind of grew up. So he was really cool with Smith & Wesson. They're a little bit of my OGs. So, you know, they all knew each other. But then, of course, I started hanging out. And we all started building. And then, you know, I was like, you know, I got this idea.
That's what's
that,
up.
Yeah, just so when you hear the song, it's not like, you know, people do collabs, yo, let me get on the song.
Yeah.
It more happened naturally.
Good,
you know,
good.
between
I like
us. And
that.
it was like, yo, let's try to do this. And I talked to Still was like, yo, I'm loving jazz too. He did songs with Buckshot in the 90s just based upon a lot of stuff. So he kind of came with his vibe to it, added it. We spoke about it, and we did it.
That's what's
That was
up.
it, you know what I mean?
Well, y'all created a masterpiece.
Thank
I really enjoyed that.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you did. Thank you.
Yeah, talk
Thank
about Tone Trump. What's up with my brother? I need to check on him because I
Shout-
haven't seen him on the gram lately, so I got to check on him.
Yeah, shout to Tone, man. He's always doing some positive things. He was on my song Whole Life.
Okay.
He's always out there progressing, you know, doing a lot of great things, especially in these times we're in now.
Yeah. Now he overseas and here. So shout out to Tone Trump.
Shout out to Tone, man. My brother Abdullah, once again. All of us, you know, we all connected, just, you know, trying to push light toward all the brothers, you know what I mean, consistently. And to keep up the progress, we need that.
Yeah.
Black men need that.
Absolutely.
All men need it, but you know, black men need it.
Black men need it. Let's be real. Yes.
That's a fact.
Yes.
Another thing that's commercially viable, too, to go back to the other question, is records, vinyl. Which I have my new album Violet Skies coming out on vinyl in another month.
Okay, well, I bought a record player.
Okay.
So I have one, so I would definitely support. Let me know.
No doubt. We're going to build on that. Let me
Yes.
let you go. Go ahead.
So next, all right, so what has been the most challenging aspect of being an artist and how have you overcome that?
Man, you know, probably not as much staying inspired as much as I would say executing financial projects. When you make an album, you have to have a budget. When you tour, you have to have a budget. When you do a show, you have to have, or shows, you have to do. You have to have a budget. You know, when you're working with sponsors, or working with a lot of different people, you have to be able to invest in yourself. I was fortunate, you know, I've also, in addition to being a poet and MC, I've also was smart in a sense to whereas I always knew that, you know, okay, in order to get into this, unless you're on the streets, there's only one other way to get it, and that's you're gonna have to work.
Right.
Take that money and sacrifice. I mean, I get the J's this week. You know what I mean? I'm straight now. I'm straighter these days.
Right.
But it came from an investment. When I was on that independent label at BMX Entertainment at 14, I learned the mixtape game. That was my thing. That's what I came up off of.
Okay.
So, you know, to talk about how much stress it is in being an artist, I learned it early because I was recording with DJs, my DJ Big Ben, and I was recording with a lot of mixtape DJs at the time. And I was going in, recording and selling them in middle school and high school.
Oh, no, that's right.
That's a fact. And I had to, you know, there was no promo. You know, I was on the independent label for a little while, so I had a little college radio moving and a few other things. But overall, I got to that hustle grind, and that came from every odd job, Walgreens, pharmacy, CVS. Rappers don't talk about this. Working at spots like that and taking the money and putting it in there in high school, and then doing the mixtapes. Everybody, you know, the people's in my hood and then around was messing with what I was doing. So I was able to move tapes when tapes was still able to, you know, be moved. Yeah, and that really helped. So, and that also helps to establish a fan base. So that, I think that's the hardest is staying consistent outside of rap, outside of art. Anybody got talent work, you know, hard work beats talent with talent to work hard. And that's a gem because there's a lot of people with talent, but consistency wins the game.
That's it.
You know?
And it's not easy.
Yeah.
We be tired.
I know
You're
you
just
know.
talking about this, man. Talking about,
You was telling me too, like you was like tired. Even coming, you was like, yo, I'm too through. Last night you said the promo, I'm too through tonight. I'm going to stop. I saw, yo, I feel you. I got you.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm gonna push it as well. Yeah, I know how it go.
And talking about overseas, you just recently, not too long ago, came from overseas. And how was that visit?
Oh, that was great.
Where were you to?
We went a lot of places, man. Me and my brother Rex. Shout out to Rex. You know, Massachusetts MC down with Static Selector. He just dropped 33 projects. He's dropping 33 projects this year. You know, we just went on a tour out in Europe. We went to Berlin, Germany.
Germany be popping.
Yeah, Germany.
Germany. We talk about that all the time.
I headlined a festival called the Bob Cocken Festival,
Okay.
which was, shout out to my brother Baba, who promoted the show, along with Figure Broskowitz and a lot of the real known Germany heads. Hip hop is out there, and they love the essence.
Yes.
What we talking about.
Yes.
So, Panka Culture, I did a show there in Berlin. Then we did another show. I started with Rex at Karlsruhe, Germany. Shout out to Herm, the MC, and a lot of those people's out there in Karlsruhe, which is on the other side of Germany, complete opposite of Berlin. It was such a train ride. It was very interesting. Then we went to Paris. I did Paris, France.
Nice.
You know,
Okay.
shout out to Music Avenue, my brothers
was that?
Fatage. That was great. I was out there during Paris Fashion Week as well, which got crazy.
So then,
I got me some crepes. You know what I mean? I was out there talking to the people, keeping it popping. Paris is dope. And Paris, you know, is everything you say, high fashion, you know, really welcoming people. I had a great time in Paris, man. They were very, very, the hospitality was very,
That's
very
good to hear.
good. Yeah,
That's
it
good
was
to hear.
really good. Then I went to some place surprising. I went to Austria, and this is a place that I not slept on, but you know, it's not talked about as much as the other places. Man, Vienna, Austria has the most amazing buildings I may have ever seen in my life.
The
architecture is crazy. It's like everything's a castle. I performed like a castle.
Wow.
Everything is like so detailed, you know, meticulous, very on point. If you're into that, as I am, it's really something that you gotta see. And I performed in Linz, Austria. Shout out to my brother Chill Ill, my brother's aunt, all Soul Chain Records, all them out there. Shout out to y'all. And the last but not least, there's one more. We did hit Italy. We were in Milan. I got a chance to go to Milan at Legend Club Milano.
Okay.
Man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, Italy is on it on.
Okay.
The hip hop.
Okay.
Not everybody is. But
But
you know,
surprisingly, it's more than what
Italy-
we would think.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and you know, shout out to Blink A, you know, my brother Samir, all my peoples out there. Man, it was lit. I got a chance to get to Vienna a little bit too.
Nice,
Vienna.
nice.
So yeah, that was the European joint. We going back soon.
Okay.
You know? That's
So
what it is.
before we wrap this up, we'll play your song as we go into break and bring in our next guest. What role do you think music plays in society, and how do you hope your music will contribute to that?
I think music's role in society is to calm the savage beast and to teach. That's the two things that lead the way in my book. Everyone's different. I think music is medicine. So when you look at it, what I hope to do with my music is reflect reality, prove that I'm the illest and uplift for the future, and leave a legacy that, you know, most importantly, you can get over, you know, the struggles. You can get over the hill. You can progress. I have a song called Embrace the Rain that talks about, you know, inspiration. I mean, everybody's popping by. All that stuff is cool. I'm with that. You know what I mean? I'm all with that. But overall, I think what I would like to leave for a legacy and what I would hope people to get out of Jahan Nostra's music is definitely inspiration to keep going on. That's what this music was born out of at its core anyway.
Right.
You know, when all the people and, you know, the people in the early, you know, Zulu Nation, all the different groups of people that were putting together, Kool Herc, that were putting together hip hop, you know, they did it so there would be no violence in the streets. And so people would go inside, have a good time, and we had an alternative. And if that's not getting over, you know, the hump, I don't know what is. You know, peace, love, and having fun. So, and unity. So at the end of the day, you know, as long as the elements is involved and as long as you getting over something, you could utilize my music to be like, you know, a lot of people tell me I embrace the rain. They're like, yo, when I'm having a bad day, I throw that on. And like to me, that's the ultimate. Rather than don't get it twisted, I got a couple joints that rock in the club, 20 bunch of joints. But overall, that's my ultimate mission because I think that lasts forever. And I think that music, at its core, that's what music and art does.
Okay. So before we do play the song, what projects do you have coming up? Anything you need to promote? How they find you? All of that. Give all of that.
You guys can get at me at jahannostra.com or Jahan Nostra on Instagram. It's everywhere the same thing. I kept it simple for marketing purposes. JAHANNOSTRA. I have my album Violet Skies, which features everyone from Master Ace to Che Noir. It's coming out on vinyl in about a month and a half, 2 months. Also, I got about 5 different projects coming from European producers, and I got a project coming with my brother B Divine from Long Island, New York. We gonna kill it. We got a whole bunch of ill records we got coming. And catch me on the scene for shows and, out there promoting and progressing on great shows like this one here with GoodLook Seabrook. And holding it down. And you catch me in the BX, you catch me mad places.
Yes,
just
you can.
out there doing what I gotta do, hustling and grinding, and everybody stay up because progress is the process.
That's what's up. Listen,
Thank
if
you
y'all
for having me.
absolutely, but if y'all see me on a video part laughing, my next guest is a comedian. It's Nikki Sunshine. She's more than a comedian. She's also my friend. All I see is overnight pads, a big bag of overnight pads.
Nice.
Women, and she got them for me. Thank you.
Interesting. It's definitely funny.
I love my sis. But let's go into the song, and you can stick
Facts.
around so you don't have to go. So it's up to you.
Okay,
You want to
cool.
hang out with us?
No doubt.
All right, appreciate you.
Welcome home.
You found the new